that all you see is violence in movies and sex on TV.
Where are those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely?
Where are those good old-fashioned values that we used to rely on? Thank goodness there is the neutral ground with Corey Johnson. Where's Drew Brees? Number 9. He is correct. It is, in fact, New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah, you're right. Summertime starting to come around. Getting a little warm and humid out there. Lots o agua. That's the recommendation. That's the theme, the mission statement of the program for about the next 5 months in and around Metro New Orleans. Lots of agua. Hydrate, because summer heat and humidity is here on this wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Yeah, you right. Thanks for joining us. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday, which I love. Wide open Wednesday. I'm ready to roll. Show sheet ready. Chock full of topics, questions, get you folks involved and the like. But what I love about Wide Open Wednesday, you're the show producer. Whatever you'd like to discuss. Rouse's Markets phone lines to participate, 504-766-9480. 504-766-9480. I'm going to throw out a bunch of topics as I usually do. Maybe you'll bite on one of those. Maybe there's a topic I'm not discussing enough, or worse, not at all, that is of vital importance, that deserves some time, that needs to be discussed. 766-9480. You're the show producer on this wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Boy, we got a lot to cover, including our Humane May fundraiser. Last day in May, May 31st, our final day of our Humane May fundraiser. Please donate a little something right now. HumaneLA.org is the website. HumaneLA.org. We're around $7,500, $8,000 raised. $7,500, $8,000 or so. Our goal is $10,000. We need, I don't know, $2,000 in the next 2 hours of this program. $2,000, I guess, in the next 7+ hours of the day. Trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana Humane May fundraiser. Benefits cats and dogs, kittens and puppies. Yeah, you right. Taking care of those animals. We need about $2,000. Please go to the website right now, HumaneLA.org. You'll see me laying on the sofa under a blanket with Blue Boy. Click on that. Click on donate. I think it automatically throws up $35 for just some arbitrary reason. Too much? Reduce the amount. Can donate more? Increase the amount. Make it $135, $235. That would be great. HumaneLA.org, trying to get over the $10,000 goal. Get over the finish line on the final day of May on this wide open Wednesday. Yeah, you right. Mike Hoss is going to join us in a little over 10 minutes. One of the most iconic buildings in the United States, definitely the city. You know, you think about the historic venue, the historic building, the historic photograph of the city, the building that stands out. It's going to be St. Louis Cathedral, Jackson Square, Presbyterian, Pontalba, Apartments, the Cabildo. It's going to be St. Louis Cathedral at Jackson Square. That's the historic kind of iconic look of New Orleans. A lot of cities have none. It's like a restaurant with like a great dish. Some don't have anything they're known for. We've got that historic look, and the modern would probably be the Superdome. Everyone knows the Superdome. No one's confused. Like, is that another stadium somewhere else? It's the Superdome. And after all these years, it's still iconic. It's still historically, I shouldn't say still historically significant, is historically significant, yet still significant today with all these new multi-billion-dollar stadiums with their fancy retractable roofs and retractable walls and all of that. The Dome endures. Mike Hoss is going to join us in less than 10 minutes from the folks that run the Dome and the arena and find out what's going on there, I should say. Hundreds of millions of dollars in improvements. That 2025 Super Bowl, I should say, on its way. Yeah, you right. Corey Johnson with you, Wide Open Wednesday. Yeah, you right. Lebanon's Cafe, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn. How about Lebanon's Cafe tonight for dinner? You can call in a big to-go order, get all kind of goodies. Lamb, chicken, beef, shrimp. Got to go vegan, vegetarian. They got you covered. All those Middle Eastern sides like tabbouleh, baba ganoush, hummus, mujedra. Lebanon's Cafe, some of the finest Middle Eastern food in Metro New Orleans on the streetcar line. Carrollton neighborhood of Uptown. Tonight for dinner, Lebanon's Cafe. After about 7:30, still comfortable outside. Humidity seems to go down, sun setting, breeze picks up. Outdoor dining, under the green awning, under the oak trees, on that streetcar line. Historic New Orleans, Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, you right. That's a good one. Can't go wrong there. Speaking of that Carrollton Uptown section, the Audubon tennis court upgrades, they were going to do it with Tulane. Tulane was going to get a college venue to host their American Athletic Conference men and women's teams. They can practice there. The city was going to go from 6 to 10 courts. One less clay courts, 6 clay courts to 5, but 5 hard courts as well. Some folks complained. The money maybe started going up, costs to do it. Tulane apparently pulled the plug, so the Audubon tennis courts, like the Pontchartrain Beach upgrade, like the Six Flags upgrade, like the Mackey Studios in the East, like the Lowe's site going to a Target, apparently not happening now. Next Tuesday, Chris Christie. Next Wednesday, former Vice President Mike Pence to announce his official run for president. Next Wednesday, June 7th, doing it in Des Moines. Next Tuesday, June 6th, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie to announce his run in New Hampshire. That's all next week. DeSantis jumping in the race. Latest poll I saw was what? I want to say Trump at 53%, DeSantis at 20%. So like a 33% Trump lead. Next week, former VP Mike Pence jumps in the race. Chris Christie, who apparently seems to be like, let's go. You're from New York. I'm from Jersey. You want to fight? I'll meet you in the alley behind the dumpster. No holds barred. Let's go. I can go to your level street fight to win the popular opinion, to win the popularity contest. And I've got a lot more substance than you've got. That's Chris Christie's attitude. We'll see if it works, how it's perceived by the public. That's key. How Trump handles petition. This presidential thing's heating up. Al Pacino. Well, we talked about it last week. What was it? Robert De Niro a few weeks ago at 79 having a kid. 79. Al Pacino at 83 having a kid with his 29-year-old girlfriend. Everybody loves Paco. Everybody loves Paco. I love you, Paco. Even at 83, apparently. Somebody loves Paco. Wow. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Great day to knock out that paint project. Helm Paint and Decorating's there for you. 7 different locations. Benjamin Moore Paints. So many different colors, so many different lines, quality of Benjamin Moore paint, different price points, 25-year warranty, lifetime warranty. Yeah, you'll never paint again. They'll steer you in the right direction. They took care of me. They'll take care of you too. Helm Paint and Decorating.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Did you know Rouse's sells only Angus beef? Angus beef's natural marbling means more succulence and flavor. Whether you choose Rouse's USDA Prime, Choice, or Select, it'll be only Angus beef when you get it at Rouse's. Tastes like home. Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
The French bread of the city of New Orleans. Good to the last crumb. Leidenheimer French bread. Trey Yen in Mandeville. A New Orleans tradition for over 40 years. Serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Francesca Deli and has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. River Cities Total Maintenance keeps you cool, New Orleans. NOLAAC.com is your cool spot.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" And he said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Corey Corey Johnson with you. You're on the neutral ground. We do it every weekday afternoon, 4 to 6 o'clock on the radio, on TV, live streaming, KaareTalks.com. We're on YouTube. Go to YouTube, go to that little search bar, Neutral Ground, Corey Johnson. Click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost a thing. Love getting this guy on the program. He's been at it a long time in our city. Once covering sports. Mike Haas is with us again. How you doing, Mike?
I am doing very well. Corey, how are you, my friend?
Doing really well. You've come full circle, really. Started in sports, voice of the Saints.
No, you're exactly right. Sitting in the Superdome as we speak. You're right. So it's been a whirlwind to kind of finish where you started, so to speak. And just very, very fortunate and lucky.
Yep. And working with a good company and a good guy. Boy, Doug Thornton. Besides the Superdome and the arena and all of that and getting that expedited in an insanely quick pace, because it wasn't just about the Saints. It was about getting the city back online, showing the world that New Orleans is open for business with the Dome and a Saints game going. I would say, along with T. Martin and Roger Ogden and the old airport director, as instrumental as anyone is getting the new airport built. You work with a humble, quiet giant in Doug Thornton, Mike.
That is true. And his workload is so insane, the things that he does just for ASM as the executive vice president of stadiums and theaters and arenas. I think there's 125 plus on 5 different continents. So when, Chile wants to talk at 2 a.m., Doug talks to him at 2 a.m. So yeah, it's, and you're right. Getting this building back into commerce post Katrina was a beacon for the area, like the airport and like some of the museums and the zoo and certain things. And it was a very, very important time in this city's tenure.
Hey, it's another chapter in what he's been doing for the Superdome. It's another renovation, upgrade, this one over a few phases, over a few years, hundreds of millions of dollars. Tell us about the latest and greatest as I guess we shoot for that 2025 Super Bowl.
Right. So we're wrapping up, we started off with really nice, neat phases, 1, 2, 3, 4, but then COVID came, and so we don't really live in a numerical phase right now. We're wrapping up what would be our 2023 work schedule, and then we'll have the 2024 off season, and that'll be pretty much it. As we sit here next year, getting ready for Essence Fest in 2024, and really the Saints season in 2024, we'll be wrapping up the renovation. It is, we always point to that 2025 Super Bowl because, one, it's our 50th anniversary of the building, but really we got to be done by that 2024 Saints football season. I mean, we can be doing some things. We can be a little punch list to some paint here, some paint there, but for the most part,
14 months from now, you got to be done.
Exactly. And we'll have that entire Saints season. We'll have Bayou Classic, high school football, the R&L Carriers Bowl, Sugar Bowl. We'll have many, many events will be hosted prior to that 2025 Super Bowl. But that'll be a biggie. I mean, that will be, you talk about a building on display celebrating its 50th anniversary with a new lease on life for decades to come and another generation. Unbelievable.
It really is unbelievable. Mike Haas is with us from ASM, the company that runs the Dome, the arena, the McKithen Sports Complex in downtown New Orleans. Let's go back to, I guess, when that first shovel was put in the ground a few years ago now. Someone that hadn't been in the Dome since it was announced and the renovation started. What would they see today? What what has been done, and what's the finishing touches? What's next?
So first off, we encountered, like a lot of, like everybody worldwide, globally encountered. We put the shovel in the ground on January 19th to start this in 2020. So January 19th, and then 2 months later, world shuts down. So it was, not the beginning that you wanted, but it wasn't. We were able to fight through and maintain and keep the project moving even during the pandemic. So you would walk in now and visually you would see field level suites, which probably people have seen, 12 of them right on the field. There's a field level club behind that. It used to be the old NFL visitors locker room. Above that is a club area where you can all go down into this area and utilize it. There's new locker rooms for the visiting NFL team, new locker rooms as well for things like the Final Four in what we call the northeast corner. So everything will kind of flip if you kind of let your mind wander a little bit as to what we used to have. What we used to have were clubs in our corners. And I know people are saying, but the building's round. Why are we talking corners? If you kind of look at it from a quad standpoint in the football field, it does have corners and quads. And so in the northeast corner and the northwest, southeast, and southwest, gates B is northeast, gates H, that's northwest, gate D is southeast. So all of those areas were clubs. They will be new atrium entrances, atrium lobbies. The southeast will be ready in 24, but this year for 23, the two areas closest to Poydras Street in our quads, northeast and northwest, will be new atrium lobbies where you will walk in, big, massive area, food, drink, Saints team store. So if you think before, you used to just go to your gate, and your gate was literally a pass-through. It was just a way to get from outside to inside and into that concourse.
So that whole area, Mike, before was just the club area and nothing below or above, and you guys essentially are
200. Right. Yeah, the clubs are on 200. So now you have this 100 where you come right off outside out of the concourse into gate B. Now you're into this atrium lobby.
Yep.
Take an escalator up to the 200, which used to be the Bienville Club. Now it's got bars and amenities, and that starts the escalator system that takes you from 200 to 500.
Wow.
One stop.
Wow.
Boom, 2 to 5. So you'll kind of traverse the building via escalator. People always say, well, we're getting new elevators and this and that. Well, we are, but really you'll traverse the building in the corners.
Have you ridden on this escalator yet?
No, they're not. They're in, but they've not been tested.
How long are these things?
The one on 2 to 5 is 120 feet, and then we have a separate one that goes from 500 to 650, and that is roughly 96 feet. So they are massive. I mean, they're really sectioned off, but so you'll get on an escalator too, go to your seats at 5. I mean, think about that. Because I say this all the time to people. It's like, when were you ever on 500 and said, hey, you know what? Let's go down to 200 and meet some friends and have a drink at halftime. Right? Never. Well, now it's one escalator ride away. So those will be the two big aspects that you'll see new. Also, SRO viewing decks, also in those same two quads in the northwest, up near the press box, and in the northeast on the Champion Square spot.
You can stand holding your drink or your food, walk up to the rail and watch the game for a little while.
Right. But I will say they are much different than kind of what I anticipated. I did anticipate kind of a cavernous, area where the people would have their backs to the game, watching it on television, but that is not what this is. These are decks. They'll have some ADA seating in front of them, and that they're really, it's a pretty good vantage point for the game. So there'll be a lot of, you know, newness for fans as they come to the game. But we're not done. You know, we still have a whole other off season of work. The west side of the building will face some challenges for this coming football season. But the east side of the building, those that faced the challenges last year, will have, you know, you'll see some of the amenities and everything that we've been talking about.
More windows, more glass, more natural light, or no?
Yes. Just in sheer opening up of the building, with the atriums actually end at the top of what looks, if you were in the building, and I challenge anybody to look up, and it looks like they're skylights. They're actually not skylights. It's a special fabric and LED lighting that gives you a skylight look without having to put in an actual skylight. So yes, you can stand in the southeast corner on the 200 level and look directly across to the northwest corner and see outside.
Wow,
right?
That's incredible. That's right, unreal.
You've just got a much more airy, open feeling to the building because of the atriums.
No, I love it. Hold that thought, Mike. I got to take this quick break. We're visiting with Mike Koss. Don't move.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
1970 was an exciting time in New Orleans. The first Jazz Fest was held, the city hosted its first Super Bowl, and the first Helm Paint location opened on Earhart Boulevard. While the floppy disks, mood rings, and pet rocks may have come and gone since the 70s, Helm Paint has grown to become your premier source for quality Benjamin Moore products, competitive pricing, and personal service. Please visit one of our locations today, and we'll meet our competitors' prices on any identical product. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, let us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
For over 20 years, serving healthy, fresh, authentic Middle Eastern cuisine, Lebanon's Cafe. In the Carrollton section of Uptown on the streetcar line, Wednesday through Monday, 11 a.m. to 9:30. Lebanon's Cafe.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Interlocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Interlocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Interlocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex, there's something called Quick Lane.
tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
It's the last day of our fundraiser. We do it every May. Try to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Our Humane May fundraiser ends today. We're right around $7,500, $8,000 raised. We need to raise $2,000 in the next 2 hours or so, or by midnight tonight. Humane May fundraiser winding down. Let's reach that goal. Donate a little something. Go to humanela.org to do it. Please donate. Donate generously. humanela.org. Let's save some cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. humanela.org to donate. Mike Haas is with us. Lots of outside light, natural light coming into the newly renovated Superdome. These atrium renderings are incredible. Can't wait to see the real deal, Mike. Those escalators, the sheer length, being able to traverse the building quicker, and just exposing the sheer height of the dome. These atrium entrances are much more, I think, kind of what they should be, what represents the dome best.
Well, we've never had, and I've spoken to the architect about this, we've never had, as a fan, a relationship whatsoever with the outside wall of the Superdome. That's the iconic part of the building you see from the outside. But from the inside, we've never gotten close to the exterior wall. Well, these atriums will run right up the wall with it. Will the sideline clubs when completed. The east will be completed for this season, and the sideline club on the west, KG, for next season. They will go right up to the exterior wall on the inside. So you have this whole new relationship with the building on from the interior side with this exterior wall of the building, all because room was created because of the removal of ramps on the east and west side created, it took what was, dead space, if you will, and turned it into living space, and, just massive amounts of club space. I mean, the clubs used to be in the corners. Now they're an entire sideline on the east side. So that's called the Legends Club, and that'll be open again at the beginning of the football season.
Hey, the removal of some of those interior ramps, which they're being replaced by the escalators, by stairs. It's not going to be a problem at all. It not only allowed these huge atriums, these huge entranceways, Mike, but expanded or wider concourses, right, for concessions and the like?
Exactly, especially in the areas where we needed them most, which is the 100 level and the 500 level. Our terrace fans are phenomenal to begin with. And secondly, we have one of the largest terrace sections in the NFL, 30,000 plus. And so the 500 concourse is considerably wider with way newer amenities and things that they've never had. Same with the 100 level. You basically gain 20 plus linear feet on the east and west concourse. So instead of having a line for food and beverage coinciding with a line from a kiosk, food and beverage, coinciding with a line for the bathroom, now you've got separation. You've got room for it all. And I know there are people out there that are very fond of the ramp system and that they used them when they were kids. And I get all of that. And we still have ramps. They're at gate A and gate E. Those ramp systems have not been touched and will not be touched. So if you have abilities to do the ramps and escalators on the Smoothie King gate E side, same thing with the Poydras Street gate A side. So just the ramps on the east and west have been removed. There's still ramps in our building.
Escalators and stairs added.
Right, but you'll never. If you're on the goal is not for our fans to be on stairs. You have to put stairs in, right? Because you're taking out ramps. You have to have ways for people to exit in the case of an emergency. But there's no when all is said and done, right? When everything is complete, we do not anticipate fans to be on our stairs. They have to be there from a fire code standpoint, but that's not how we want fans to move around in the stadium.
Mike, will we notice any differences from outside the stadium before we walk in and notice all the interior differences?
Some, not much. I don't think there'll be anything drastic. I think one of the things that came out of this was that last season, because the clubs were out on the exterior concourse, the secured perimeter increased to that exterior concourse. So that whole brick walkway around our 100 level used to be, you were not in the game yet. Now you're secure. You'll go through the magnetometers and your ticketing will happen prior to that concourse. So you'll be in the game, so to speak. That was something they did last year out of necessity, but it turns out people like it. They like having that kind of freedom to kind of come and go as you please, utilize that huge outdoor area. Now, granted, in September might not be so cool, but October and November and December, pregame and having, again, meeting places, hangout places, things we've never really had a lot of, you'll have now on these exterior concourse.
Hey, Mike, what are some of the dream projects that aren't going to happen that are possible future phases or down the line? Maybe like the ramps on Poydras, maybe the Claiborne side of the Superdome, sort of untouched since 1975. And I'll end the question with this. I loved post-Katrina. There's not a lot you can say positive maybe about Ray Nagin, but there was talk of City Hall being torn down and a park being in its place, and the park elevating over Poydras, climbing up to like the, parking level, the main entrance level of the dome, and like Poydras going under like a tunnel of this grass linear park from old City Hall to the Superdome. Obviously a big dream project. And anything like that that's a little more realistic you can talk about?
I think it'll all kind of depend on how things progress. I mean, if Doug Thornton were here on the phone, Doug would say, and it's always been his dream, and he goes, it's like, we need a front door.
Yeah.
Where's our front door? And so in our building, and as iconic and great as it is, you go up to go down. And so if there were an endless pot of money, and I think that there would be a goal to take what is already there and bring it down to the ground level. Let's have some, your entrance is down on the ground as opposed to having to go up to go down. But that's
No, that's I never even thought about that. You go up to go down or go up to go farther up. You enter at the ground level, some grand entrance. Those ramps aren't there, and it's pick and choose where you need to go at that grand entrance: up, down, left, right, middle, top, bottom.
I think you'd have more than one. I mean, again, I'm quoting Doug more than anything else, but he's always kind of, I think he'd love to have more green space around, and the city hall thing, who knows, right? But it's funny in the plans, because I'm a historical nut, and in the plans in 1971, really 1969, Lafayette Street was a pass through. Think of Lafayette, Street from the river to the Superdome as like this walkway and bricks and little shops on either side, and you went all the way through. It was really kind of cool what they had envisioned.
Yeah.
So, our goal right now is Essence coming up in a few weeks. Get this phase done, and then next year, just that final off season from January or February, whenever the Saints season ends, to the beginning of 24. And man, we will have given new life to an iconic building for the next generation. And that for a building that's 50 years old, that's, hats off to the original founding fathers and the architects, and hats off to Trahan Architects and Broadmoor for what they've been able to do.
What do you guys need to do before the final push, before you're done? What's the last part?
Well, next year we'll have 2 more standing room only decks to complete. Next year, the west side, Gate G, will get the same treatment that the east side, Gate C, got this year. So they'll have a sideline club. They'll have, the expanded concourses on the 500 level.
Right.
Everything just kind of flips, right? You kind of you had to do east first and then west second. And really, next year's off season, it won't pale in comparison, but very little will touch what this off season was like from a scale and scope standpoint. It's been unbelievable, and we still got work to do. There'll be considerable cleaning coming up here the next few weeks prior to Essence and then prior to the season, but all is moving forward, and it's going to be great.
We're visiting with Mike Haas from ASM, the folks that run the Superdome, that run the arena, the Smoothie King Center. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Coming right back. Don't move.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day, by river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
For over 120 years, New Orleans' very own Leidenheimer French bread.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets has daily lunch specials Monday through Friday, and their entire lunch menu is available too. Open 11 a.m. through 2:30 p.m. For the finest in Sicilian and Italian cuisine, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
What actually lasts a lifetime? Not much, but at Helm Paint, we have something guaranteed to last a lifetime. Benjamin Moore's Regal Select. This paint and primer in one offers cutting-edge waterborne technology, smooth application, and long durability. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore, your New Orleans paint store.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
A wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Mike Haas is with us from ASM, the company that runs the Dome. Hey, Mike, real quick, the Superdome, any audio, video upgrades as far as that experience for fans?
Yeah, they're working on that as well as, Wi-Fi. That's one of the things that does happen as you get ready to host a Super Bowl. And, here's the issue. There's never enough, right? Is there ever enough Wi-Fi? But yeah, that is an area that is being addressed, that because people come to games with one or two devices that we're using. And, a lot of our sales are now done, we're electronically, Wi-Fi, self-checkout, we're cashless. So there's a lot of upgrades technically that are taking place that won't be kind of visual for fans, but we'll have markets, right? We'll grab and go markets that are very popular in stadiums, and self-checkout where you don't really there's not a person there. You'll kind of go through the scanner yourself and use your credit card, and boom, 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 you're out of there, faster than ever before. So there's a lot of technical upgrades that are there to enhance the experience, right? Yeah. Nobody wants to be in line. You're there to watch the game or watch the concert or watch whatever. So that there'll be plenty of that.
Improved fan experience. Anything else we're missing as far as, that with the Dome?
I would say as we get closer and we get on the other side and we get closer, everybody in the season tickets, the Saints will start messaging. We'll start messaging. We're not finished, right? We still have another off season to go. So there'll be some messaging about what's the best way for fans to get in, depending on their ticket. And just, we don't want to make it hard. We want to make it easy, and we want to give people as much information as we possibly can, so that it can be a pleasant experience and get a victory and a pleasant experience leaving the building as well.
Hey, Mike, what's locked and loaded? What events are booked? Big events for the future for the McKiffin Sports Complex, for the Dome and the Smoothie King Center?
Well, the Smoothie King Center has been just rocking and rolling. There's 30 plus events already planned for what is our, year, which begins July 1 for 24. We have football season. We've got Beyonce coming in September. We'll have Essence Festival coming up here. The concert series will be June 30th through July 2nd. Following that, our monster trucks, just because it was able to fit in. Then Saints season, Beyonce, and then but then we're still into another renovation. So before we get to really opening it up, it'll be Smoothie King Center and Champion Square. But Smoothie King Center has just been on a phenomenal roll, and with very eclectic groups and a lot of different genres, and so couldn't be better. And what's so different is that by the time we hit September, it'll be media day for the Pelicans.
Yep.
Right. I mean, those seasons overlap more now than ever before. And so plenty of things to do over here.
Yeah, the NBA doesn't stop. Hey, speaking of the arena, Gail Benson mentioned it a few weeks back during an interview somewhere locally. What's up for the arena? I know it's not, on the front burner, but it's probably on low heat on the back burner. Is it a renovation, you think, potentially? Hey, we're looking at it 5, 7, 8, 10 years down the road, so it could be an all-new building by that point. What's the talk with the Smoothie King Center and the Pels long-term? The Dome, Super Bowl coming, Saints locked and loaded for decades to come. That seems like a done deal.
Yeah, I think they want to do something similar with the Pelicans. The question is what, right? I mean, I think the easiest thing is to extend, buy some time, figure out what is best. But certainly that's what, from an ASM standpoint, that's exactly what we want is a long-term solution that's best for the Pelicans, that's best for New Orleans, that's best for ASM. So I think they're looking at a little bit of everything. I think there's everything out there, but this complex is where they've been and where we want to accommodate. Just have to wait and see.
Yeah, Gail Benson seemed to have that same sentiment, Mike. Hey, let's focus on the Dome and get this 2025 Super Bowl under our belt, get the Dome renovations done, and then I guess it shift the focus to the Smoothie King Center at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we want them all, right? We want every concert, we want every team, we want everything, and it's a lot right now. When we get back open as a facility, then we can start generating some revenue, and then we want to make certainly the Pelicans as happy as they can be and provide exactly what they need.
Yep.
And just one thing at a time.
Yep, no doubt. Hey, Mike, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon with all that info.
You got it, Corey. Appreciate it, my friend. And we'll be talking soon as we get closer to the season, because there will be some messaging out there and just to make sure everybody understands.
Yep. Get ready, man. Besides that, you got the other gig too. You got training camp coming up, and in just a few short weeks, you'll be doing preseason games in August.
You got it. August 13th will be the first game, home Kansas City.
Nice. Mike, thanks again, brother.
All right, Corey. Talk to you soon.
That's Mike Haas joining us from ASM, the voice of your New Orleans Saints on the radio. Mike Haas, former sports guy, news guy, super talented, super nice guy, super humble, one of the good guys. Mike Haas on the program, mostly discussing these ongoing Superdome renovations, hundreds of millions of dollars. I think $450 million total. Blue Boy can buy lots of kibble, lots of treats, some doggy beds, some doggy toys. Wide Open Wednesday edition of the program. Blue Boys saying stick around. The 5 o'clock power hour is next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Ford F-150, #1 seller in America. What about in the USA? Let's see, what about in the world? Who sells more trucks than Ford? Nobody. It's because the Lamarck team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamarck Ford. We became #1 for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. And we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson.
Did you have any problem with Angel Reese? There was a photo of her coming off the bus, holding the phone with the...
And that was a bunch of bull. That was Photoshop, that young lady. That's social media for you. How dare somebody do that?
No, I was wondering if it was Photoshopped or if it was real.
You just got the real answer from somebody who was there.
It's Corey Johnson on the neutral ground, where New Orleans is heard.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
5 generations, family owned and operated. Leidenheimer French bread.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Good afternoon. It is your drive time home. I'm Venus Flytrap. It is WKRP, and you are in Cincinnati, Ohio, near Kentucky, but not in Kentucky, in the north. WKRP, W Crap, Venus Flytrap, your DJ till midnight. Thank you very much, number 9, Mr. Drew Brees. That was not, I repeat, not live from his palatial estate in, I think it's pronounced La Jolla. Joining us live from La Jolla, California, right outside San Diego, the Kenner of San Diego. Drew Brees joins us live. Drew, is there any single product that someone could pay you to endorse that you would say no to? Thank you, Mr. Drew Brees. Let's move on. Oh, boy. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Yeah, you right. The final day of our Humane May fundraiser. Right now, this very moment. Been talking about it all month long. We do it every year, every May on this program, on radio, on television, live streaming, KaareTalks.com, on YouTube, pounding this fundraiser for the whole month of May. Today's the final day. Last day you're going to hear me do it. Our Humane May fundraiser ending at midnight tonight. Now is the time to step up and donate. Day 1, week 1, week 2, week 3, you're like, got the whole month, got more days in May. I'll do it at the end of the month. It's the end of the month. Tomorrow is June 1st. It is May 31st. Please step up. Please donate something, $5, $10, $20. When you go to humanela.org, you'll see me laying on a sofa, a little photo of me and Blue Boy on the sofa. Click on that. When you click on donate, it puts up $35 right away. Donate the $35. Want to do less? Change it. Can do more? That'd be fantastic. $135, $235, $500. $750, $1,000. We've got about $7,500, $8,000 raised. Our goal is $10,000. 3 years ago, we finished around $8,500. 2 years ago, we finished around like $8,800. Last year, I think it was like $11,500. So we sort of made up for the 2 previous years almost where we didn't even hit $9,000. Going over 11 last year, almost making up. Let's get over the $10,000 goal. Getting over 11,000 like we did last year would be fantastic. But we got to do better than this, 2 and 3 years ago, the 8,300, 8,500, 8,700, those numbers. We're around $7,500, $8,000 right now. We need about $2,000 in the next hour or so, or really before midnight tonight. Please donate. humanela.org. Don't blow it off. Donate. We're going to make a difference. We're going to save cats and dogs and kittens and puppies. The money goes to the animals. You'll feel good about making the donation, that you contributed, that you literally saved a cat or a dog, a kitten or a puppy's life, an emaciated horse, a goat, all kind of animals in Louisiana that are neglected and need our help. HumaneLA.org is how you donate. Let's reach that $10,000 goal today. HumaneLA.org. Final day of our fundraiser. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday, where you're the show producer. Rouse's Markets phone lines are open, 766-9480. 766-9480. 5 o'clock power hour on this wide open Wednesday, brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant that is hiring. And it's not like 2 or 3 job openings on that website. It's dozens and dozens of job openings. Latrim.com. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M. Latrim.com. Go to the website. Look at the full listing of positions available. They got a job for you. They have a career for you at Latrim. Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Boy, a lot of announcements that don't happen, kind of famous for that, infamous for that in New Orleans. The Audubon tennis court upgrade, working with Tulane University. Tulane was going to do most of the heavy lifting. They were going to do the work. They were going to pay for the upgrade. I think there are 6 clay courts there. They were going to reduce the number of clay courts from 6 to 5, but then add 5 more hard courts. So you'd have 10 courts instead of 6, and you'd have 1 less clay, which is a bummer, I get it, but you'd have 5 hard courts that don't exist. There'd be a little arena, a little grandstand area, main court. It would be where Tulane would host their American Athletic Conference matches, the men and women's tennis team home, right there in Audubon Park. Exit of the Butterfly, right by the giraffes at the zoo. I think they're down to 1 giraffe. Right there by Children's Hospital, sort of the end of Magazine. I shouldn't say the end of Magazine, the end of Chapatulis, essentially, as it sort of curves into the park. To the left, the tennis courts. No, they had a deal worked out, apparently, and then maybe the cost of materials, neighbors in the area complaining. So it's a no-go now. Like Pontchartrain Beach, like Six Flags, like the Mackey Film Studios in the east, like the Lowe's site in the east turning into a Target. A lot of no-go stuff. What's next? Lincoln Beach no-go? Probably. Wouldn't you bet on it not happening than happening anytime in the near future? West End, all this talk. We had Joe Giarrusso on last week discussing it. Wouldn't you bet that it's not going to happen, that it's going to happen? I mean, my God, look no further than the tennis courts at Audubon Park with Tulane, or Pontchartrain Beach, or Six Flags, or the Lowe's turning into a Target, or the Mackey Film Studios. Pontchartrain Beach, yeah, done. Not going to happen now. The folks behind that, the Pontchartrain Beach Foundation, couldn't come to an agreement. Not going to happen. Waste of time, waste of talk, 1.5 years, highly anticipated. Everybody seemed to like it. Some really good questions by Lake Terrace, Lake Oaks folks. What about trash and security? You know, when they see the lakefront at, Franklin and Lakeshore Drive, in between the levee and the lake after a weekend, all the trash, garbage, crawfish tails, all that junk left out there, trash, filth. Yeah, that's a legitimate concern. So Pontchartrain Beach goes bye-bye. Six Flags, Troy Henry and the development crew doing some due diligence after agreeing to the terms with the city. They want $10 to $15 million more dollars all of a sudden. $10 to $15 million more dollars all of a sudden. That's in a precarious state. The Mackey Film Studios announced about 9 months ago the old Sam's Club Walmart site directly across the street from the old plaza I-10 at Reed on the lake side of I-10. Not a shovel in the ground, nothing done. And then the old Plaza site, the Lowe's, no Target, no nothing. Now the Audubon tennis courts in Uptown, a deal with Tulane has fallen apart. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie to announce his official run for president next Tuesday. He'll do that in New Hampshire. Former Vice President Mike Pence to announce his official run for president next Wednesday. He'll do it in Des Moines. DeSantis jumping in last week. It's getting interesting. Boy, we discussed Robert De Niro last week or 2 weeks ago, 79 years old, having a kid at 79. Al Pacino at 83. And his 29-year-old girlfriend expecting a baby. Everybody loves Paco. I love you, Paco. Cheese and Pete's. Al Pacino at 83, having a kid. Nick Cannon, Eddie Murphy, Elon Musk, like 10 plus kids each. Just absurd. Easy as pie to procreate and even fun, by golly. It's fun, the act of procreation. But, being an actual father and, doing that job, a little different, a little more difficult.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Served in New Orleans' finest restaurants, Leidenheimer French bread.
When a young man comes in and they walk into our store, and you can see they're a little intimidated. Last week, I saw the young man. I said, "Hey, what can I do to give you a hand?" He said, "Well, I'm here for an engagement ring, but I don't think I'm in the right place." So I got him to my desk, and within an hour, he had purchased an engagement ring, had spent $1,000, and he was treated like he spent a lot more, and I'm sure we have a customer for life. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
Rouse's Market is hiring. With 65 stores, full or part-time employment, and flexible scheduling, Rouse's has a job for you, or maybe even a career. Apply at any Rouse's store or online at rouses.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. It's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
The Woodhouse Day Spa, with 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and now Mandeville. A day of relaxation is just moments away at the Woodhouse Day Spa. WoodhouseSpas.com.
Custom window treatments can enhance the look and value of your home. At Helm Paint and Decorating, we're proud to offer custom plantation-style window shutters by Scandia. Perfect for any window, including large frames, French doors, sliding doors, and arches. American-made SL300 shutters are available in many colors to match your personal decor. We'll come out to measure, and you'll receive fast delivery. Plus, they're virtually maintenance-free.
Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore led us steer you in the right direction.
Helm Paint and Supply.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Yeah, you right. Crescent City and beyond. Corey Johnson back at you. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Hey, if you missed the last hour, you missed a lot in the 4 o'clock hour around 4:20. Mike Haas joined us from ASM, the company that runs the Dome and the arena, talking about the Superdome upgrades that are ongoing, talking about potential arena upgrades down the road to keep the Pelicans around long term. Mike Haas from ASM. Last hour on this wide open Wednesday, 5 o'clock power hour going down as we speak. Humane May fundraiser final day today, right now. Please donate. We're at about $7,500, $8,000 of our $10,000 goal. We're right there. We're close. Need about $2,000 by midnight tonight. Please donate $10, $20, $50. We'll reach that goal. Saving kittens and puppies and dogs and cats and emaciated horses and goats, animals being neglected, abused in Louisiana. Jeff Dorson, the Humane Society of Louisiana, picking up the slack, taking up the slack. We got the easy job. I mean, I donated $100. Maybe you can donate 10 or 20 or 500. We got the easy job. We donate money, and Jeff Dorson and his crew does the hard work. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. Corey Johnson with you on a wide open Wednesday. Yeah, we need to hit that $10,000 goal. Let's save some animals. HumaneLA.org. A lot going on. Yeah, I mentioned Al Pacino at 83 years old. His 29-year-old girlfriend pregnant, expecting a baby. Al Pacino's 83 years old. Bob De Niro at 79, having a kid. Just ridiculous. Absurd. I don't get it. Especially when you've already got a bunch of kids. And then you got like Nick Cannon with 10 kids. More to come, I'm sure. Eddie Murphy has like 10 children. 10 children. How's that possible? Elon Musk hates his dad because his dad has like north of a dozen kids, like 15 kids with multiple women. Says that's his job as a human, to procreate. Not be a father, not teach the kids he produces, but just produce them. And Elon Musk has like 10 children. 10. No, it's easy and even fun to procreate. It's not easy to be a father. It's work. It can be fun. It's work. Can't be taken for granted. When you're single and you're by yourself, you're number one. When you get married, if you're a normal man, you become number two. Maybe even number three. Maybe the mother-in-law needs help or something like that, or the wife has a kid or something like that. Then when you have kids, you're at least number three. Behind the wife, behind the kids now. Maybe the mother-in-law. So, I mean, you're at best three, maybe 4 or 5. No longer number one. If you still think you're number one or like number two, You're married with kids, should have never done it, should have never procreated. Procreation is easy. Being a parent is difficult. You have to be dedicated. You have to not be selfish. Things are bigger than you all of a sudden. No, and when you have 10 children, it is impossible to father 10 children. I don't care how much money you have. There are not enough minutes in an hour, hours in a day, days in a week, weeks in a month, months in a year. It's just not enough time to get it done right. Impossible. Impossible. If you have 10 kids, that has to be your deal. You have to be you and the wife focused on those 10 children 100% of the time because you have 10 children. The numbers are so massive. Takes all of your energy, all of your time. Probably can't have a job to properly raise 10 children as a father or mother. Probably can't have a job because the numbers are so large. Unbelievable. Al Pacino at 83 having a baby. Just, I don't know, it just blows me away. It just goes into the beyond irresponsible, beyond selfish. I mean, I hope Al Pacino lives for 30 more years. I hope Al Pacino's 113, but he's 83. Chances are in 5 years, he's going to be nowhere the man he is today when that kid's 4.5 or 5. And then in a decade, most likely not even on this planet. And if he is, he's 93 years old when the kid's 9. Let's go throw the ball outside. Dad can't pick up the ball. Dad can't pick up himself. LSU, Tulane, 2 o'clock Friday afternoon. Middle of the day Friday. The Green Wave. They were 15-40 4 days ago. They're 19-40 now. You guessed it, 4-0 in conference play, winning the tournament, earning a berth in the postseason. LSU's 43-15. They were a steamroller about 3 weeks ago. Then all of a sudden, couple of SEC series, some bullpen problems. LSU, I think, is overall a 5 seed. They were the clear number 1 seed in all of college baseball 3-4 short weeks ago. Now they're a 5 seed. Still pretty decent. They'll host a super regional if they can take care of business. Tulane first, 2 o'clock Friday. NCAA regional baseball. Bertman Box, the LSU campus on the riverside of Nicholson, Friday afternoon. Speaking of LSU, the times are set 95 days away, Tiger fans. LSU, FSU. In Orlando, Sunday, September 3rd, 7:30 on ABC. Another standalone Sunday game in between the final NFL preseason games and the first regular season games of the NFL. This non-NFL Sunday. NCAA is taking advantage of it. LSU, Florida State taking advantage of it. NBA Finals, Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat, mañana. Up in the Rocky Mountains, the Mile High City. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Rouse's Markets phone line, 766-9480. 766-9480. You do have a friend in the jewelry business. Kind of a scary proposition going and getting jewelry for her. You don't want to get caught up in one of these scams, these so-called jewelry stores, diamond jewelry stores, selling man-made, lab-created diamonds, essentially fake diamonds, 3-week-old diamonds that unlimited quantity, so they depreciate in value dramatically and quickly. You want that? Or do you want to get her real diamonds, natural diamonds, 1 billion years old? 1 billion years old, limited quantity, and they appreciate in value. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, New Orleanians that know, Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, real natural diamonds. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers on Maple Street in between Broadway and Carrollton. You know what I love about Friend and Company Fine Jewelers? You can spend thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. They have one room there dedicated to real natural diamonds. Everything in that room under $1,000. Everything in that room under $1,000. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers, Maple Street, in between Broadway and Carrollton. Everybody, every price point. Got something for everyone. Friend and Company Fine Jewelers. Hey, TV audience, Cox Channel 4, Spectrum Channel 333. Mañana. We seamlessly continue on radio. Oh, so fine. 93.9 FM. Learn it, love it, live it. Make it one of your presets. 4 to 6 weekdays. The Neutral Ground. Corey Johnson, 93.9 FM. I just mentioned Adios to TV. 4 to 5:30. The first 90 minutes of the 2-hour talk radio program on television, Cox Channel 4 TV. You subscribe to Cox TV? Maybe you didn't even know. We're there 4 to 5:30 weekdays. Maybe Charter Television is your TV provider, a.k.a. Spectrum. We're on Spectrum Channel 333, weekdays 4 to 5:30. KareTalks.com, live streaming till 6. We're on YouTube, Corey Johnson Neutral Ground, till 6. Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E. That's right, K-A-A-R-E. Corey Johnson Neutral Ground on YouTube. Our Humane May fundraiser, final day is today. Humane May, not June, not April. Humane May fundraiser. Trying to raise $10,000 in the month of May, the 31 days of May, even less. What about 22, 23 show days where we're actually doing the program in May? Trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies, goats, horses, animals that are being abused, neglected in Louisiana, that are dying. Step up. HumaneLA.org. We're still about $2,000 short of our goal of $10,000. Let's blow through that goal. Please donate right now. I know you can help. We need your help. It all goes to the animals. HumaneLA.org. HumaneLA.org. The Audubon tennis courts, an upgrade, was going to be financed by Tulane University. They were going to make it their tennis facility for their women and men's tennis teams. I believe there are 6 clay courts there now. They were going to go from 6 clay courts to 5. Now, I know that's not perfect. You'd rather increase the clay courts. They're going to go from 6 to 5, but then add 5 hard courts. There are no hard courts. I'm not a big fan of hard courts either, but that's what they play college matches on, so Tulane would have to have them. So Audubon looks at it as, okay, we don't have to pay to upgrade. Tulane's going to do it. We go from a half dozen clay courts to 5 clay courts, soft courts, but we're getting 5 hard courts where we have none. So we're going from 6 overall courts to 10. Little grandstand, locker rooms, multi-million-dollar facility, major upgrade. Then some folks in the tennis community that use the facility and uptown around that area complaining a little bit. And then Tulane may be scrutinizing the cost of this facility. Price is going up. They've backed out of it. It's a no-go. So a big win-win for the city. A public tennis facility anyone can use in an area that really is sort of, in need of tennis courts. You got the Stern Center off Napoleon for public play. That's about it. So Audubon was a nice, extra. Don't have to go to Metairie. Upgrading the facility, long overdue, needed. Tulane was going to pay for it. Now it's all gone. So Tulane loses, Audubon Park loses, New Orleans citizens, the public loses. Citizens in the metro Could have come in from Jefferson and playing right there by the butterfly exit, by the giraffes at the zoo. The end of Chapatulas, where it bends into the park right there. Bends into the park to the right towards Magazine. Immediately to your left was the tennis facility, is the tennis facility. That's a no-go. Joining Pontchartrain Beach, a no-go. Joining Six Flags, that's a no-go. Joining the Lowe's site in the east, that was supposed to be a Target, no-go. What about across the street, the I-10 from that, the Mackey Film Studios, so far a no-go. We should just start announcing stuff. Hey, the Neutral Ground, Corey Johnson, we've about to acquire a huge lot in downtown New Orleans and build a 100-story skyscraper. Well, it's not happening. Not happening. $300 million more to Ukraine. $300 million more to Ukraine. What is that, about 10%? What's 300 million, Jason, to 37 billion? 10%? I have no idea.
You lost me at the first number you said.
Yeah, it's about, let's see, 3 would be a billion. So, yeah, it's about 10%, right? 10% of 300 million would be, oh, no, that would be 3 billion. So it's 1%. My bad. 300 million more to Ukraine. The United States has contributed over 37 billion to Ukraine. Now, we'll say this. I heard Lindsey Graham over the weekend say best money ever spent. He went and visited Zelensky in Ukraine. Said best money ever spent. And I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. Russia can't just go into Ukraine and take over that country. They would have taken over the entire country, made it part of Russia. Then you have these other, countries right on the border. Would Russia be taking those over? And is NATO going to just sit there and watch it happen? Europe gets smaller. So the United States, the UN had no option on this. Now, the silver lining, the gravy, the benefit to a terrible war where millions of lives are being lost, displaced. The United States is going to rebuild Ukraine after this war. The United States is going to be a big player, and United States is going to profit greatly in the billions and billions and billions of dollars to rebuild Ukraine. And the United States is going to have a major influence on the new Ukraine. On new Ukraine. And then you have more gravy, more silver lining. The total, decimation would be an understatement. Almost like a collapse, just crushing the Soviet military. They are a shell of what they were a year ago. In manpower, in elite soldiers, in weapons, all of it. So you have Russia making the mistake, proactively invading Ukraine. We have a country of very motivated citizens, a very motivated military in Ukraine. We fund them, we give them weapons, and they beat up the Russian military, ideally reclaim all of their territory, send Russia running back to Russia with their tail between their legs, and then the rest of the world starts contributing money to rebuilding Ukraine, and the United States has a major influence as a major player in that rebuilding, solidifying Ukraine. No, it's not fun or easy being like the policeman of the world. But what we're already seeing when you get like Russia or China or North Korea, you'd rather them be the policemen of the world. They're going to fix it the way they want to fix it. They're going to dictate policy. Look at this mercenary group right now that Russia has. They're in Africa exploiting an entire country for profits, for money. So do you want those folks being the policemen of the world? No, the initial expense is huge. It's no guarantee. It's a gamble. It's a risk. But chances are Ukraine's going to win this war. And the rebuilding of that country could be trillions of dollars. And the U.S. will be a big influence, a big player, a big profiteer of that. Corey Johnson with you on a Wednesday afternoon, a wide open Wednesday. Hey, Young's Dry Cleaning's been with you since 1940. 83 years of excellence. You tired of your dry cleaner? Why are you dealing with your dry cleaner? For months, for years, you don't like them, and you just stick around. Don't want to change. I got the answer for you. Young's Dry Cleaning. Make the switch. Experience the best in the business. Get treated right, with respect, especially you and your clothing. Young's Dry Cleaning. Walk-up locations with personal service. Young's Dry Cleaning. Absolutely free pickup and delivery. East Bank, West Bank, home or office. Young's Dry Cleaning. Manless locker locations all over the city, the metro area. Safe and secure lockers. Technology no one else has. Dump off your dirty stuff in a safe, secure Young's locker. Maybe right under your nose, right where you live or work. 2 short days later, pick it all up perfectly dry cleaned. Find out more about the best. youngsdrycleaning.com.
May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
For us, it's really relationships. And if you care about the relationship, you're going to do the right thing for the customer all the time. When we're in design process of a custom-made piece, I have a test that says, if I wouldn't give this to my wife, I think we should pass and start over. If it's not perfect, it's going back to the shop. We're going to start all the way over. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
For Leidenheimer Baking Company, producing the perfect French bread is more than a vocation. It's a sacred mission. And for 5 generations, they've used the same time-honored process, baking their signature loaf with its crisp crust and delicate center, unique and still good to the last crumb. From the finest French Quarter restaurants to your local po' boy shop, for over 125 years, New Orleans' own Leidenheimer.
River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot. River City's total maintenance keeps you cool. NoAC.com, your cool spot.
It's time to relax. The Woodhouse Day Spa, Metro New Orleans' premier day spa experience, now with 5 area locations. For a day of relaxation or maybe just a quick 1-hour getaway, the Metro area's premier day spa experience is at the Woodhouse Day Spa. And now 5 area locations: New Orleans, Metairie, Slidell, Baton Rouge, and our newest location in Mandeville. The Woodhouse Day Spa, woodhousespas.com.
Hi, this is Joey Helm. My dad, Bunky Helm, had a vision
a vision of a locally family-owned store serving the residential and commercial paint needs of New Orleans. I think Dad would be proud of today's Helm Paint and Decorating, and here's why. We have the best technical staff in the business, providing the best color matching service in Southeast Louisiana. Perfect matching for any color and any brand. Then we'll save your colors so you don't have to save those old cans. Helm Paint offers free 2-hour delivery. Our in-store decorators will assist you on deciding what color and type of paint to best showcase your home. But most importantly, as your local independent Benjamin Moore dealer, our products provide the greatest value in the paint industry. Superior coverage, and Benjamin Moore paint simply covers better and lasts longer. New Orleans is a city of vibrant color, and no one else provides the paints of New Orleans like Helm Paint and Decorating. Visit any of our 6 locations or online at helmpaint.com.
Helm Paint, let us do you right. Helm Paint and Supply.
Not a politician or part of a political machine. Kaare Johnson.
I propose that I use what's left of the town treasury to move to a more prosperous town and run for mayor.
In Metro New Orleans on 93.9 FM and 107.9 FM.
Fausto's Italian Bistro on Veterans Boulevard, where the brothers Fausto and Roland are serving some of the city's finest Sicilian and Italian cuisine. From New Orleans' first family of Sicilian and Italian cooking, Fausto's Italian Bistro on Vets.
Rouse's, New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's has the only full-service grocery stores both in the French Quarter on Royal Street and in the CBD on Baronne in the old Sewell Cadillac building. The Rouse's on the river, Tchoupitoulas at Napoleon, is in a century-old warehouse. And uptown on Ferret at the corner of Valence is Rouse's all-new boutique store. With 7 locations in Orleans Parish, Rouse's is New Orleans grocery store. Rouse's Markets. Taste like home.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Yeah, you, right? Crescent City and beyond. Kaare Johnson back at you on a Wednesday. If you missed the 4 o'clock hour, Mike Hoss from the Superdome in the arena joined us to talk about dome upgrades. You can always check that out on YouTube, Anchor, iTunes, Spotify. Check out the podcast, the 4 o'clock hour. Mike Koss talking about Superdome upgrades. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. You're the show producer. Rouse's Markets phone lines. We welcome you at 766-9480. 766-9480. Humane May fundraiser ends today, final day in May, trying to raise $10,000 for cats and dogs and kittens and puppies and animals in need. We're not at our goal yet. Around $8,000 raised. Still need to raise about $2,000 before the end of the day. Please go donate right now. Let's save some animals. Let's reach this goal. HumaneLA.org is the website. HumaneLA.org. humanela.org. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie to announce his official run for President of the United States next Tuesday. He'll do it from New Hampshire. Former Vice President Mike Pence to announce his official run for president next Wednesday. He'll do it from Des Moines. You had Ron DeSanctimonious announcing last week. All of a sudden, a very interesting race with, I think some viable candidates. Vice President Mike Pence, I don't know how viable he is. He's sort of a Kamala Harris type, sort of a non-entity as vice president. Kamala Harris cannot run for president. Kamala Harris will be on Joe Biden's ticket because he's not going to change the ticket, but she's sort of done nothing as vice president. Not a lot of vice presidents do, but at least they show that, they've got some backbone. They stand for something. They're respected. And I'm not knocking Pence or Harris. I'm sure they're very honorable, nice people. They just haven't shown anything. Pence didn't show anything, and Kamala Harris doesn't show anything. Chris Christie is a Jersey boy that seems not intimidated in the least bit with sort of the, New York guy in Trump. I think Chris Christie's like, I'll go to Trump's level to win the populist battle, to get the voters on my side and away from Trump. He'll get in the gutter. Ron DeSantis trying to gain some traction. The latest polls I've seen, I think it was Fox, 53% Trump. DeSantis was at 20%, like a 33-point Trump lead over DeSantis. I'm sure the Trump lead is even bigger over Mike Pence. Mike Pence can't be pulling numbers anywhere near DeSantis. Chris Christie might. One thing all four of these men have in common, they're all conservative Republicans. You know exactly how they're going to vote. There's no wild cards here. 90% of how they vote is the same. They're in agreement on 90%. So I don't think you're worried about ideology or voting for some rhino or these kind of things. I think with any of them, you get all of Trump's voting and ideology, but none of the baggage. But do any of them have the oomph that Trump has? I don't think so. You could wrap Mike Pence, Chris Christie, and DeSantis together, and they're not going to draw as many people as Trump when he gets on the road. Endless energy, nonstop. Anyway, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie to make it official next Tuesday. Former Vice President Mike Pence to make it official next Wednesday. They're apparently running for president of the United States. I mentioned this the other day, last week, 2 weeks ago, when 79-year-old Robert De Niro announced that he's having a kid. Some late 30s girlfriend, pregnant, having a baby. Al Pacino at 83. Al Pacino at 83 and his 29-year-old girlfriend are expecting a baby. Absolutely insane. Everybody loves Paco. I love you, Paco. Apparently the 29-year-old girlfriend loves Paco. Al Pacino at 83 expecting a baby. Me no comprende. Me no comprende that in the least bit. Don't understand that in the least bit. Hey, every day this program on radio, on television, live streaming, KaareTalks.com. We're on YouTube every day, brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. On the car corner, Williams Boulevard and I-10 in Kennebra, right on the corner, right on the price. Inventory, service, price. That's what separates the big store, Lamarck Ford, for nearly 50 years. Lamarck Lincoln, #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. If that's not enough, Ronnie goes across the parish from the lake to the river and scoops up Crescent City Ford, the legendary Ford truck and SUV dealership, now under the Lamarck umbrella. Every day, this program brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. And now, Lamarck Crescent City Ford on Jefferson Highway.
Hey guys, it's Frank Smith from LasVegasGambling.com with your weekend 5-star lock of the week. Lock of the week. Lock of the week. Take the Lakers and the points over the Clippers. Sell the house, sell the boat, sell your children. Send grandma away and take the money. Put everything you've got on this 5-star selection. It's the Lakers over the Clippers. And we've also got a fantastic 5-star parlay as well. Call us now, 888-555-7777. It's Frank Smith, a.k.a. The Hammer, from LasVegasGambling.com. Do it now.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
The Port of New Orleans is the gateway to global commerce, the economic engine that moves Louisiana and our country forward. For more than 125 years, Port Nola has continued to deliver the goods we use each and every day. By river, rail, and by road. No matter what, it all happens right here, delivering Louisiana's future at the Port of New Orleans, your working river. Learn more about your Port of New Orleans. Visit portnola.com.
Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's what I said. Ooh, Leidenheimer, that's French for bread. Leidenheimer.
Since 1896, a true taste of New Orleans. Leidenheimer French bread.
The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, it's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof, now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Being a part of people's lives, from an engagement ring to a wedding band. Before you know it, the wedding day is here and groom and bride are exchanging gifts on that day. And not too long after that, there's baby gifts to have. And I just enjoy being part of other people's family, saying, Mr. Friend did my engagement ring and he did my mom and dad's engagement ring. My name is Ken Friend of Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, insagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
At Home Paint and Decorating, our paints are in it for the long haul. In fact, our top bench of more exterior paints come with a lifetime warranty. Not 25 years, not 50 years, we mean forever. You heard right. At Home Paint, our top exterior paints have a lifetime warranty against chipping, peeling, and flaking. They also are mildew resistant. Imagine painting your home one time and being done with it. Visit any one of our locations today and make that once-in-a-lifetime purchase. Paint that has a lifetime warranty. Helm Paint and Benjamin Moore. Let us steer you in the right direction.
Our Humane May fundraiser is going on right now. In the month of May, we're trying to raise $10,000 for the Humane Society of Louisiana. Donate right now at humanela.org.
Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. If you need air conditioning help, we're fading into summer. NOLAAC.com is all you need to remember. NOLAAC.com. Lock that into your brain and you feel confident. That's my air conditioning outfit. That's River City's Total Maintenance. NOLAAC.com. Honest air conditioning experts that come immediately. NOLAAC.com. Every day we broadcast live from the Buddy Diliberto River City's Total Maintenance Studios. Find them at NOLAAC.com. HumaneMay.com. Wide open Wednesday edition of the program. Our Humane May fundraiser winding down. Final day. Please step up right now and donate. Go to humanela.org. You'll see me laying on the sofa under a blanket with Blue Boy by my side. Click on that. Click on the donate bar. It'll put $35 up right away. You can donate that, donate less, donate more. We need about $2,000 by the end of the day. Help us reach the goal. Let's save some animals. humanela.org. What's that, Blue Boy? It's of vital importance saving your buddies that aren't being treated humanely. humanela.org. Go to the website now and donate generously. Thanks so much, New Orleans. See you mañana, Thursday, 4 p.m. Be there.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
Hi, it's Ken Friend from Friend & Company Fine Jewelers. You've got a friend in the jewelry business. Come see us over on Maple Street in Uptown.
Friend & Company Fine Jewelers, Breitling time, 6 p.m.